Hello, everyone. It's Diane, the massage mentor, and we're here live with David. And I was lucky enough, I was just cruising through the hallways at the World Massage Festival, and it was after I heard David's speech. And when he gave a speech at the World Massage Festival, I was like, think I got a little teary. It just like pulled everything together, and it was just came out so nicely. I really appreciated it, how humble you were, and how inclusive, and how gracious and thankful. So I'm really excited to hear more about you and ask you a bunch of questions. And one of the things we were just talking about a little bit. Do you want to say anything? I'm just getting excited again. Hi, David.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you for the invitation.
Can we see your pineapple?
You're looking at it.
Look at that. Yum, yum.
Waiting for it to get to right.
So one of the things that you filled me in on is that you started your massage practice a little bit late. You started at age 36, which for now is it could be kind of middle of the road age. But how long have you been practicing massage?
This is my 41st year.
How does that feel?
And I'm proud to say of continuous full-time practice. I've never taken another job. I'm really proud of that.
That's awesome.
Need to reach out and get a side job to augment their income, and I've always managed to take care of it.
That is awesome. I'm hoping to follow in your footsteps. I have 24, and I hope to be like yourself. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment. Anyone watching would know that's a huge accomplishment and a goal for all of us to kind of strive for. And a side note too, I also read that you were at the Olympics, the 1996 and the year 2000. So I'm going to jump there just for a minute. How was that?
That was awesome. It really worked out rather well. I went to the extent of traveling with my university track and field team for 8 years to all of the NCAA track and field indoor and outdoor national championships. And we had a wonderful sprinter in 93 and 4 and 5. And he saw that Michael Johnson was taking his massage therapist to the Olympics. And he said he was on the team of Barbados, in the country of Barbados. And he said to his group that he wanted to take his massage therapist, which was me. And he did.
Cool.
They hired me to go and take care of he and a few other athletes at the 96 Olympics. And then he invited me again. His name is Obadele Thompson. He was a record holder in many ways. And he invited me to the Sydney Olympics in 2000, where he took the bronze in the 100 meters. And my other athlete, Debbie Ferguson, was the anchor for the Bahamas 4x100 meter relay team that won the gold.
And that has to be one of the coolest feelings in the whole wide world as a massage therapist. Yeah.
Especially after the race and when we're in the treatment room and she's waiting to come out after her drug test and get her after exercise or after championship massage, she put her gold medal on my neck.
Oh, aw. That's amazing. Congratulations. And that's one of the reasons, like I said, I couldn't wait to talk to you, just because I can tell that moves you. And one of the things that, part of this work, I think, is it has to be deep in your heart and your soul, and just the appreciation of being privileged enough. I think that's one of the things, too, that gets lost in some of the day-to-day stuff is what an honor it is for us to have clients, first of all, and then what an honor it is to be a part of a journey, especially like the Olympics, and literally helping someone to get a gold medal. So that's beautiful. Congratulations.
Thank you. And the interesting thing for me, as I look back on a career and several careers in other areas, frankly, I never would have dreamed that everything that I've ever studied has come to fruition in the work that I do now. Everything that I've ever done in the past, regardless of what it was professionally, it has allowed me or enabled me to become better at what I'm doing right now. I never would have dreamed that. I was pre-med in university. I wanted to go to medical school or pre-dental. I went to graduate school in comparative vertebrate anatomy and studied a lot of anatomy. I had 3 semesters of comparative anatomy and lots of chemistry and biological sciences. So I come from a very strong science background. And when I got to massage school in '78, I had already been a medical photographer and a barber, hairstylist, and an ambulance driver, and a few other things. And it just all came to fit, because as I began to see clients and find that they wanted the specific treatment that I was able to give or learning to give at that time, but they still wanted that full body massage. And I faced that over and over and over again till finally, rather than tearing the rest of my hair out, I decided that I was going to change. And maybe I could join that group, that cadre of so few at that time in 78 and 79, that group that was calling themselves a specialist in manual therapy for specific injuries and conditions. Mm-hmm. So I began looking for ways to do that. And we did in 78 and 79, you may be, and even up into the 80s, you may be surprised to learn that there were no textbooks for massage therapy. There were no textbooks of anatomy for pathologies for massage therapy. Anything pertaining to massage therapy, there was nothing. So it was a self-search. I went to the library and college bookstores and read medical books, and I was comfortable with that because I had had that science background. And study and personal study, literally, led me to finally declare my independence and let others do the full body, or they could come in at another time and get a full body. But today, we're going to focus on what you brought, which is your back and the shoulder injury and then the ankle. So if we can do 2 or 3 areas and do them well, really well, in employing the clinical model of assessment, history, looking at things the way they need to be, checking things out, understanding the use of hydrotherapy and understanding their pathology. Because I didn't know what those words meant, neuralgia paresthetica and de Quervain's tenosynovitis and cubital tunnel syndrome. I didn't know what, but once I read in a book, like let's take cubital tunnel syndrome. There's 3 potential causes of cubital tunnel syndrome, right in the elbow where the ulnar nerve can be involved. And we can do little with that, but further down near the aponeurosis of the pronator teres, there are 2 areas where muscles interface with the ulnar nerve and can be contributory to cubital tunnel syndrome. When I saw that, I would put that in my manual. This is something that I know we can work with. I don't know that would be successful, but at least we're in the ball game. We're in the ball game. And then there's other things like Bell's palsy or tic de la Rue that we pretty well know that we're not going to fix it, not in this lifetime anyway. And we're not going to be totally effective because there's not much in the way of muscles involved. It's losing the sheath of a nerve. So we're just not going to be that successful with it, but I wanted to know what it is anyway. So if someone comes in with Bell's palsy, and they did, I would know to be limited in my expectations and therefore cautious in my approach and not having an expectation of myself or of them. So it's been a wonderful journey of learning everything, just adding to what I already knew.
And I think it's so cool that, I think you're bringing a very good point to the forefront for, people kind of out there searching, is that, one of the things in 1996, we didn't have pregnancy massage. We just massaged pregnant women, there wasn't all these different models and things like you said, but you were out there like, oh no, I want to figure this stuff out. You were passionate and you studied. And the thing is I feel like to a degree that still should be happening regardless of all the variety and stuff. Like it's our responsibility to really become well-educated and know our area of focus and really love and keep growing in it. And that brings me to the next question. Who was your mentor? Who were some of your mentors, though? I mean, it sounds like you figured a lot out on your own.
Well, it's not that I figured it out on my own. No. Later, I figured things out on my own. But to begin with, I just down the road from where I had the pleasure of going to massage school with under the tutelage of Benny Vaughn, who is a known name in our profession as a very outstanding therapist and teacher. And I believe he taught me the very best routine massage that I've ever seen or ever given. No one has ever said that they found a better one that I know of. He's a master of that. And so I took that to my practice and I began to do that. Oh boy, did I do that. And they loved it. And then Paul St. John was just an hour away up the road in St. Petersburg. So his classes were offered in Sarasota as well, and took all of his courses, and later became a teaching assistant with Paul and traveled and helped him in 20 different seminars as a TA and holding the video camera while he was doing the work. So I got to be, because I was a medical photographer in Vietnam, I got to hold the video camera and let him do his work and teach a group of 75 or 80 people at a time with several monitors. So I got literally an eyeful of everything that he was presenting, saying, doing, and espousing. And that helped me. I looked at the work of Janet Travell. I looked at the work of even Ben Benjamin was around then and doing work and doing a fine academic piece of work that he always does. So I learned from those that were out doing. Ida Rolf was active. I read the Rolfing book. All of those things that were available. Dr. Leon Chatow was a primary force for me because I met with him 2 times and then read his books and studied his work. And what an academician he is. Academician. He was, bless his heart, rest in peace. And he changed my world. He changed my world. And so did many, many other people, many, many other teachers. Dr. Lawrence O'Brien with Strain Counterstrain. What your title was, I just left it blank. And I've attended seminars with numerous physical therapists because they didn't know that I was a massage therapist. And I didn't care what they knew. All I wanted was what they knew. Yeah.
It's very cool. And so then how would you define medical massage as you see it now?
Well, that's an incredibly important question because, we need to understand the terms of reference that we're working with here. And there, I'll say a minute, I might say something about we've been slammed a few times. I don't mean I have or we have, but the term medical massage. Some have said, why would anyone want to call what they do medical massage therapy? Because it makes no sense whatsoever. And I would respond by saying, well, that means, of course, in your estimation, that orthopedic massage, as taught by Whitney and James, that makes no sense either. Or clinical massage, that also makes no sense. You see what I'm saying? So for me, in 2000, after the Sydney Olympics is when these courses were birthed. And I'm sitting there. Whitney Lowe had already chosen the word orthopedic. I didn't want to be a me too and just say, okay, I'll just use that term too. We chose the word medical simply because it seemed to imply not that we were doctors, not that we were prescribing, not that we were diagnosing, for goodness sake, no, but that we honored the indications, the contraindications of doing certain things, and understand the pathologies that physicians are likely to write on a prescription pad and send to your office, like de Quervain's tenosynovitis. What in the world am I going to do with that? I can't even spell it. So we began to see what we want to include all of those things. In other words, it's more technical. So medical massage therapy is, for my estimation, and I didn't create the term necessarily, but I coined it for my courses. It means simply, Diane, an umbrella to cover the scope of the skills that we bring to the table. Simply that, nothing more, nothing more. In fact, there's another teaching group that says that medical massage, somebody has said that medical massage, that's what's practiced in hospitals. Okay, or that's what's practiced only by prescription, or that's what's practiced only in a doctor's office. And while all those things may be true for me, for anyone, for me, it doesn't matter where you do the work. It could be out in your garage or the Olympic training track or in my driveway. It doesn't matter. What matters is what you're bringing to the table, what you're prepared to be able to do. And to me, the word clinic, and I use the word clinical and medical interchangeably, because clinical and medical simply imply to me that we're going to follow the clinical model that all medical specialties follow. Simply that. Observation, history, assessment, treatment, self-care protocols, remedial work that they need to be doing, all included, not just a technique that you do and okay, that's all you need to do. Bye. I'm the one. Don't see anybody else. No. Keep coming to me. It's not the way it works. We like to dovetail with chiropractors, acupuncturists, and physicians and combine everything they're doing. You're seeing a physical therapist? Fine, please go see them. They have wonderful exercises. They don't do what I do, but they do wonderful things. Chiropractors, same thing. They don't do what I do, but they do wonderful things at times. Physicians, acupuncturists, all the same. We respect their skills. But my question to the group, to any massage therapy group, and especially you as a mentor, is if doctors give drugs and chiropractors adjust and physical therapists give exercises and acupuncturists use needles, who and massage therapists do that wonderful, relaxing, soothing, wellness, Swedish, relaxing massage that we know how to do and we're good at it and it's worthwhile. Who is going to do the specific manual treatment? Physical therapists now are PhDs. They're graduating as PhDs, and no disrespect to them, ultimate respect. They carry a clipboard, they manage a clinic, they instruct the aides and the PTAs to do the work. Who is going to do the high quality, hands-on, specific manual therapy, massage therapy with our hands to help people with specific problems that no one has been able to address? There are a lot of places to get a good massage. There are a few places to get a great massage, but who is going to do the specific work? That's what I ask our general population. There's a gap in our medical system that's so wide you can drive a big truck through it, and that is the hands-on work. And look what's happening with the opioid crisis, where now they're scrambling, the medical establishment is scrambling for non-pharmacological treatments that help with pain. Hello, that would be us, along with other folks. So that's what medical massage therapy is to me. It's following the clinical model. It's becoming literally a specialist over a generalist, no different than any physician who would specialize in oncology or in whatever, dermatology. They're still a doctor and they still do good work, but they specialize. And so
it sounds like it was just a natural then flow for you to kind of come into teaching. So how long have you been teaching this stuff? A long time, right?
What, 20 years. Right after the Sydney Olympics is when the courses came out, and I began teaching them in up to 8 states in the Western United States. And then we went online with this online masterclass in 2015.
That's all. Congratulations. Such a huge accomplishment. Very nice. And very nice.
It is a culmination. It has flowed together rather nicely in every way possible. I'm 77 and I'm having the time of my life.
I can only hope that at 77, I am still humming along and smiling as big as you are, for real. So thank you for all your hard work and service. No, I'm serious. It's so inspiring. And I'm so thankful for all the people out there kind of paving the way for us. You know, it's really important.
I stand on the shoulders of giants. No question. I stand on the shoulders of giants.
Very nice. And then, so what would you say? Could you just tell us what an assessment for you might look like? How would you?
How would I work with assessment?
Yeah, like
give me an insight. You have something going on in you have something going on in your body, an athletic injury, anything that you want to mention that you might want to have assessed and treated?
I like this. Every once in a while, I feel like my neck's a little tight, right? And of course, you know, I get it. I don't get it all the way down to my fingers, but I definitely feel it bundling up in my elbow. And then sometimes when I'm asleep, and I wake up my arm. No matter what I've been doing, I just feel this numbness in my arm.
Okay, very good. Well, there you go. So that's what the client says when they came in. If you had filled out a history, you would have said blah, 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 and so forth. And this is the main thing I'm here for. I like to get a massage, but somebody told me that you knew how to work with specific things, so I'm here. Fine. The first thing we do is active range of motion. We are muscle therapists. We are able to treat restriction in motion, in movement, hopefully. So first I would do the four movements of the neck, and I would measure those 4 movements, flexion, extension, lateral flexion, and rotation, to see if if you're in the normal ranges. And there's ranges for this that are in all the assessment books. So I have the assessment books by Copen and by Cofen and McGee and others. I've studied them. and I picked out all the assessments that I can use in terms of active range of motion. Sometimes we might do some passive range of motion to see if there was something beyond the normal, the usual, not normal, but usual muscular involvement. So after doing the neck, I would do your shoulder as well. I would take you through all the normal motions of the shoulder, across the body, up, back, to see where there might be restrictions. Either we would get good information as to where to go to help those restrictions, or we wouldn't. If it was completely in the normal range, then I would maybe proceed to treatment. But if it wasn't in the normal range, then I would also proceed to treatment, but on those specific muscles, and then reassess, but reassess to see if we're getting results.
Very nice.
So, as a massage therapist, our basic assessment is where is there restriction, and if you have some pain there, then there likely might be a restriction. Excuse me, let me turn off my phone. I forgot to turn it off.
That's all right.
There.
Uh-oh. We lost him. Hi, everybody. Just give it a minute, see if he comes back. Give us 1 sec. Looks like we lost connection. We'll be back. We'll be back with Dave. Everybody hang tight.